is a beautiful sunny afternoon for Northwest Suburban Conference softball. Today on CCX, it's a matchup between the Osseo Orioles and the Totino-Grace Eagles. John Jacobson and Kurt Cardinal at Totino-Grace High School in Fridley. And Kurt, two teams with each owning a win against Coon Rapids, but haven't had any success in the win column beyond that. Looking at today as an opportunity, I think on both sides, like, oh, here's a chance for us to get another W.
Yeah, I've talked to both coaches, and they're both interested in seeing how they fare punching against their own weight level. They've in the Northwest Suburban Conference. There's a lot of top 20 type teams, and they look at this as a chance to figure out where they're really at compared to their own competition level.
A little less windy, a little warmer than yesterday. Beautiful 68 degrees. Still a little bit of a breeze, 12 miles per hour coming out of the west. And not a bad spring day at all here today at Totino-Grace.
Nope, I think all the coaches, players, umpires, and fans will take this type of day anytime in the spring in Minnesota.
Osseo with a new head coach this year, and we've talked with Gina Wilson. Not a lot of returning varsity players at all, only a couple that have any returning varsity experience. She's a Northwest Suburban Conference player graduate herself, having gone to Anoka High School, a 4-year career up there, wrapping up 7 years ago, and now first-year head coach. And I think a really good coach and one that has a chance to build this program back up.
Yeah, there's no doubt. She's excited about the opportunity. The players have reacted to her very well, and I liked it when I talked with her, and she said coaching softball is her passion. So that's a good start right there.
And Mike Solwald, 15th year now as head coach at Totino-Grace. His daughter Julia, one of the head coach, assistant coaches rather, and a former player for him as well. Here's a look at the batting order for the Orioles today. Charlie Zachman leading off, playing shortstop. Pilsner is the catcher. That's Izzy Bean, Sam Sportello, Ellie Grant, Elena Carmen, Rachel Lee, Ava Garcia, and Abby Sankey at first base. Adri Cognetta is the pitcher for Totino-Grace, number 1 in the circle. Getting ready to face Charlie Zachman, the Orioles shortstop leading off today. First pitch on the outside corner for strike 1.
Charlie's one of their leading hitters through the first part of the season here. It's a good place to put your leadoff hitter on and see if you can get on base and get something going first inning.
.429 batting average, 4 on the season, and she'll add to it there with a leadoff single to left.
Couldn't ask for a better start than that from your leadoff hitter.
Look at it again. Clean single past the diving Caroline Pollard at third. And the Orioles with a runner aboard. Katya Pilsner, catcher, lifts one out to left field. That's going to drop in between short and left, dropping between Julia Johnson and Julia Downing. And that's a pop single to left for Pilsner. And 2 on, nobody out to start the game for the Orioles.
That was a seeing eye hit there right in between 3 fielders.
Now Izzy Bean, the right fielder, takes outside for a ball.
Izzy's one of the few returning varsity players for Orioles. You mentioned earlier that they got a lot of new players, but here's one of their varsity returners.
Shows bunt, gets it down nicely, and they'll advance the runners. Good put out. Pitcher to first, Cognetta to Stella Jacob at first, but moves Zachman up to third and Pilsner to second base. Defense for Totino-Grace behind the pitcher Cognetta. Stella Jacob at first, Ella Gallagher at second, Julia Johnson at short, Caroline Pollard at third base. Wild pitch to the screen, runners advance. Zachman's in with a run. It's 1-0. Osseo. One skip past Daveron. Zachman scores. And Pilsner moves up to third. On the wild pitch. They'll run her at third now, just one out. Hit in the air to right by Sam Sportel, and that one's going to drop. Joe Rach. Pilsner had to hesitate a moment to see if it would be caught. She comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Sportel, one that just dropped in. And Lovegren might get a glove on it, but could not make the catch. Didn't get much.
Couldn't have been much better of a start here for Coach Wilson. Looking, get two on board, move them around.
Ellie Grant, been another good hitter, number 5 hitter today for Osseo. Center fielder hitting .375, on base percentage of .444.
He's got a nice build for a number 5 hitter here. Tall, lanky, covers a lot of the plate. He's up in the box, anticipating some slower pitches here.
Fouls this one off. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. The rest of the TG defense, Julia Downing in left, Maya Anderson in center, Regan Lovegren in right. And Juliet Davern, as we mentioned, is the catcher today for Adri Cognetta and the Eagles. Two runs already, 3 hits, 4 batters deep into the game for the Orioles in the first. That's off the glove of Davern. And down to second will go Sportel on a pass ball. Joe runner in scoring position again for Osseo. 3-1 now to Grant. And then she's got a good eye. She's gotten on base a lot beyond the hits she's had. Draws another walk here. Osseo look to restart, right, Kurt? You already got a couple runs in. Now you get 2 more runners on.
Yeah, if you're Totino, you're looking for an out. Any kind of out's a good out now.
Outside to Elena Carmen. The Orioles pitcher. Way up high and away, 2-0. Rachel Lee on deck. Taking, and it's a strike call. Good pitch from Cognetta to make it 2-1.
Yeah, looks like she adjusted her release point there a little bit. She's kind of high, getting down in the zone a little bit better.
Foul out of play, that evens up the count. Two and 2 to Carmen. 2 runs in for Osseo here in the first. Cognetta's pitch. Swing and a miss. And gets a strikeout. A big second out for Totino-Grace. Worked from behind in the count. 2-0. Have to chase one just off the plate. So 2 down. Now the number 7 hitter for the Orioles, Rachel Lee, coming up. Grounds this one in the hole and into left field. Around third comes Sportel. She comes in. Sportle with a run, the third of the inning for Osseo. Stopping at second is Grant. A run-scoring single for Lee.
It was a nice try by the shortstop there. She was just trying to knock it down to prevent that run from scoring, but it was too much in the hole and slowed it down a little bit, but not enough to stop the runner from going from second to home.
Yeah, Johnson got a piece of it at short, but just slowed it down. The runner going from second to third, and both runners move up on stolen bases. Grant getting a good jump from second base. Beat the throw down there. And Lee, the trail runner, also advances. So 2 more runners in scoring position. Ava Garcia is the batter. Slices this one foul and out of play.
Like how Coach Wilson is playing aggressive here all the way through the inning. Get a good jump on 3 runs already, and let's try to see if we can get one more single and make it a 5-run first. Move the runners into scoring position with the steal.
Garcia behind. No balls, 2 strikes.
No.
1 and 2. Off the plate, 2 and 2. Swing and a miss. Agneta gets her second strikeout of the inning, but a good start for Osseo. They come up with 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave 1, but a 3-0 start for Osseo here to begin the ball game. Get 8 runners to the plate, Kurt.
That's a good start. Almost your whole lineup gets to look at the pitcher the first inning. That'll set you up nicely for second and third time around the order.
Batting order for Totino-Grace today. Caroline Pollard, the third baseman, will lead it off, and it's Regan Lovegren in right field, Maya Anderson in center. Adri Cognetta, the pitcher, hits 4th. Julia Johnson, the shortstop, hitting 5th. Ella Gallagher at second, batting 6th rather. Juliet Daverin, the catcher, hits 7th. Stella Jacob at first, and then Julia Downing, left fielder, batting 9th. Mike Sowold and the Eagles today. Defensively, for Osseo, around the infield, Abby Sankey at first, Rachel Lee at second, Charlie Zachman, shortstop, Sam Sportle at third base, Ava Garcia in left, Ellie Grant in center, Izzy Bean in right field, Katia Pilsner is the catcher, and the pitcher today, Elena Carmen. Carmen's worked about 2/3 of the innings this season. Sportle's also seen some work, but averaging over a strikeout per inning. Kurt, 32 Ks in 24 innings worked for Carmen.
Yeah, that's right, and she's only a sophomore. Last year she was the #1 pitcher, so I know she took a few lumps last year, but she learned quite a bit, and definitely have a #1 starter on the hill for him. And the nice part is that her battery mate, the catcher, is also a sophomore, and they both played varsity last year together as well. So there's some experience at the pitcher and catcher positions here.
You get that experience at the varsity level, and then you have presumably good off season of work too, and come back in another year older, another year stronger, and now you're ready to go for varsity play, and still a couple years to go after this. First pitch of the bottom of the first. Misses outside to Caroline Pollard, third baseman, leadoff hitter for the Eagles. High and away, it's 2-0.
Back to our pitcher-catcher combination, Coach Wilson was excited to be able to have experience and a few more years down the pike as well.
Called strike to Pollard, who's hitting .286 on the season. A couple of runs batted in for her on the year. Time call, the ball came out of play from the JV field next door. Strike call, 2-2. And Pollard thought maybe that one was a little high, but called the strike, and now even up on her. Carmen looks in, tap to short. Pick up there, it's gonna have to hurry with the throw. They got a good play. Zachman across to Sankey for the out.
It was a good play. There's good speed going on the line there, and shortstop made a nice charge. We'll see it here. Charge the ball, get her feet set to be able to throw a nice hard across the diamond out.
Got her by a step.
I haven't seen Carmen pitch here for a year, obviously. Didn't see her this summer, but she has definitely improved her speed and control as far as what I can see so far. She's maybe grown a little bit too since last year.
Regan Lovegren, the right fielder. Batting number 2 today for the Eagles. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike to her. Maya Anderson on deck for Totino-Grace. High 2-1. Eagles 1-7 on the season, shut out Monday by Bonamita. They've been blank the last 4 games, so not only looking for a win today, but they get runs back in that side of the ledger. Up high, and now Lovegren ahead, 3-1. Osseo, I mentioned 1-6. Right call, evens the count, or makes it 3-2 rather. Osseo's first win came in their last game. That was last Wednesday at 10-3 at Coon Rapids High School. Oh, called out on the strikes. Lovegren punched out for out number 2, so good job by Carmen coming back from way behind in the count.
She crossed her up a little bit there. I think that the lefty was looking for the ball on the outside part of the plate because that's where she had been working her high, and she came down inside a little bit.
So two-way. And Maya Anderson helps one foul out of play. I always admire the courage of people that park on the front row of the parking right behind a ball diamond.
All that means, John, is that they've never had their car hit yet. The ones that have had their car hit, they know to go back 6 rows.
It's one lofted and floats right to the shortstop, Zachman, who makes the catch. She gets an assist and a put out in the inning. Totino-Grace down in order in the first. Nothing across for TG. Played 1 here at Totino-Grace, 3-0 Osseo.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Not a bad day to be out of a ball game. We've had some cool days, and this one not exactly warm, but closing in on 70 degrees. Way to come out for friends and family of these teams to come out and watch Osseo Totino-Grace. John Jacobson, Kirk Cardinal with you on this Tuesday afternoon. Thanks so much for tuning in here on CCX. Abby Sankey, the only Osseo player that did not bat in the 3-run first inning. Fouls the first one out of play.
Abby's one of the Orioles captains this year, and she's got some experience playing for them. Second leadoff hitter here in the number 9 spot.
Tipped it, but foul. It's 2 strikes now. Cognetta, who had 2 strikeouts in the first. And to start the second with 1 here. High, 1-2. High, 2-2.
It's like both pitchers have a strategy of trying to pitch the top of the zone for some reason, and missing a little bit high.
Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout here for the first out of the second inning.
That was a quality pitch, but
That was a good pitch. Yep. Lower half of the strike zone, one that Sankey had to go after with 2 strikes already on her. So she's
I was going to say classic pitching strategy. Fastball high, come back with a changeup low.
Charlie Jackman, who led off the game with a single, came around to score. Up for the second time today. And pounces one hard to second. Picked up and thrown over to first, though. Ella Gallagher to Stella Jacob. 4-3. Quickly 2 down for the Orioles in the second.
The ball was hit hard, and it was just deflected off the glove, but she stayed calm and knew she had time to make the play there.
Got you Pilsner on a pop single in the first inning. Came around to score a run. Up here with nobody on and 2 out. Laces this one into short right field. A diving catch out in right field. A nice grab by Regan Lovegren for the 3rd out of the second inning. Lovegren lays out, makes the catch. And Osseo down. 3 up, 3 down in the second. We go to the home half of the second inning. 3-0. Osseo leading Totino-Grace.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Regan Lovegren, nice catch out in right field to end that second inning for Osseo. Gets them back in the dugout, back up to the plate. 4, 5, and 6 hitters going up here in the home half of the second. Adri Cognetta, the Eagles pitcher, to lead it off against Elena Carmen.
Nice comeback inning by the Eagles. We'll see if they get something going here to narrow this lead by Osseo.
Called strike, evens the count at 1-1. Bounces to the plate and skips past catcher Pilsner, 2-1. Right call on the outside corner. Good pitch from Carmen. Evens the count at 2-2. Carmen right back to work. Grounded up the middle. It's a base hit. A leadoff single for Adri Cognetta to start the second.
It was a good at bat. That was a good pitch. Good, nice ground ball right back out the middle. A good spot. So you must have a courtesy runner here coming in for the pitcher here. Number 15 looks like Danielle Sarch. courtesy runner.
Starts running for Cognetta. And first pitch, called strike to Julia Johnson, the Eagles shortstop. One misses. Count evens 1-1. Strike called 1-2. Now to Johnson.
I know the Eagles have had trouble hitting this year, but Johnson is definitely one of their top hitters, and got her in the 4 spot here to. I'm sorry, the 5 spot, move people around.
.438 average for her on the season. 2 balls, 2 strikes to her. Starts the courtesy runner on first. Carmen's pitch missed outside, 3-2. Well, the Eagles hoping to get something going here if they can get Johnson on. Hit 2 on to start the second. Low, and it's ball 4. So it is first and second for Totino-Grace here in the bottom half of the second. Good take by Julie Johnson. Sarge moves down to second. And Ellie Gallagher, the batter. Elena Carmen looks in. Bunt shown, strike call. Gallagher couldn't get a bat on that one. 1 strike to her. Trying to move up Sarch and Johnson on the bases.
Looks like she tried to push the bat towards the ball instead of the ball come onto your bat.
Pulls it back, but it's a called strike this time, and it's 0-2.
Got to battle back now. Put the ball in play.
Fouls it back, stay alive. 0-2 to Gallagher. Juliet Daverin on deck. Skips to the plate. Count evens at 2-2. Excuse me, it makes it 1-2. Grounded back to Carmen, but all for a foot. Everybody's going to be safe. We'll get Gallagher an infield single on that, and now the base is loaded for the Eagles here in the second.
You know, Gallagher did a nice job of battling back there from that 0-2 start, and hit a hard liner, hit a hard ground ball to the middle, and just did not quite get the glove on it there. So the Eagles have a comeback rally, nicely set up here. 3 on, nobody out.
So Carmen coming out, yeah, she's going to move to the field here. And they have alternating pitchers at times. We mentioned that Carmen has pitched some, but Sportle has also pitched. And it looks like Sam Sportle is going to come on and throw now for Osseo. I don't know if this is, performance related because with 3 runners on, or a little bit of an injury with that ball that looked like it glanced, hit off the foot of Carmen there. And the ball hit by Gallagher. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll reset. We'll come back. And Totino-Grace looking to rally here in the second. 3-0 Osseo. Eagles still at the plate. Elena Carmen does stay in the game, moves to first. Here's a look at that last play. The ground ball went off her foot. Better look at it here. And so she moves over to first base. Sankey moves from first to third, and Sam Sportle now pitching. Cut and a miss. So Juliet Daver in the count is 1-1.
Well, I can think after that replay, it looks like I might have got her on her plant ankle. And if you can't plant off the rubber when you're throwing, that's an arm injury waiting to happen if you need to change your mechanics in the middle of a game like that. So maybe safety before performance here.
Going around was Daver, and just enough to get the strikeout called on her. Strike called on her, and a good start for Sam Sportle pitching, getting the strikeout, and her first batter faced. And a strike called to Stella Jacob, the number 8 hitter for Totino.
Sportle's coming in throwing strikes. That's what you'd like with a reliever with the bases loaded, nobody out.
That one missed, 1-1. Sarch the runner at third, Johnson at second, Gallagher aboard at first. 1-1 pitch grounded to third. They'll come home to get the force out. They'll get one out, and that's it. But a good defensive play. Sankey, no hesitation, comes right home to Pilsner. And they get the lead runner.
I don't get a chance to say this too often, but here's an example of where it's helpful to be a left-handed third baseman. She doesn't have to worry about throwing through the runner. She throws around it with the left arm coming down to home.
Jacob reaches on the fielder's choice. Johnson to third, Gallagher to second, but now 2 down for Totino. And Julia Downing at the plate, grounded to short. They're going to go third, get the force out there. And what a job coming in. Sam Sportle pitching and gets the 3 outs. And Totino-Grace loaded the bases with nobody out, can't get a run across. We go to the third inning here at Totino-Grace. Our score remains Osseo 3, Totino-Grace nothing.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Jacobson with Kurt Cardinal. We are at Totino-Grace High School. Varsity softball today. Osseo leading Totino-Grace 3-0. Move to the top half of the third inning. 3, 4, and 5 hitters up for Osseo. Izzy Bean to lead it off. Pops one out.
Heads up, John.
Second pitch. Just over our head.
Thank goodness.
That was close, Kurt. But we're okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think the fact we both ducked, and that was probably the right move on our part.
Foul at the plate by Bean. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Izzy Bean had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning, moved up the runners. Both Zachman and Pilsner later came in to score.
Yeah, that was a key part of that inning.
Fouled out of play. Count stays at 1-2 to Bean. Strike 3, called strike on Bean. Good job, Now works the outside part of the plate, gets the called strike on Bean, and the first out of the Orioles' third.
Yeah, great location and great change of speed there.
Well, Sportle drove in a run, single in her first at bat. Leiter scored. Look at that pitch again. That's the 4th strikeout for Cognetta. Trying to work on a 5th here. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sportle.
It's like they've decided to go to a little bit more of the off speed here the second time through the order.
Hit into right field, and that will drop in for a base hit. So Sportle's 2 for 2. Just inside the line. Runner on with 1 out in the third for Osseo.
Let's say the Orioles have been well placing their hits to the outfield. It's hitting a lot of the green grass and not a lot of the Totino-Grace gloves.
They'll bring up Ellie Grant. Walked in her first at bat. Let's down that one. Good off-speed pitch there from Cognetta. Gets Grant to chase. 1 strike. Off the plate, 1-1.
I mentioned they may have changed their pitching strategy. It happens a lot of times when you don't have the overwhelmingly fast fastball. You pitch backwards. You set them up early in the count with the changeups, and then your fastball jumps on them at the end of the account.
Fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Grant. Carmen on deck. Lifted in the air, pretty deep to left on the line. That's in play. He got away from Downey and getting on to third base is Sportle. A double for Grant with 1 out here in the third.
Just inside the foul line and spun away from the left fielder. Allowed everyone to move up an extra base.
Yeah, oh, was it fair? It was called fair. I'd like to look at that one again later.
I believe it was. My eye was there.
Yeah,
but
well, your eye's better than mine, probably. Carmen with the strike, now 2 strikes. Started the game pitching, moved to first base. Behind in the count here, 0-2 to Adri Cognetta. Hit hard, but well foul. Two runners in scoring position for Osseo. This one skips past the catcher, Dameron, and in. Sliding on a wild pitch of Sportle, and it's 4-0. Grant moves to third. Look at it again. Man.
Short hop the catcher, and she just tried to catch it with her glove instead of moving her body over. Right around the home plate area, it's kind of roughed up. Ball bounce anyway.
Harmon will hit one up. Knocked down at short, no play. It'll be an infield single and a run scoring single at that. Grant comes in. Carmen's got herself an RBI. And she's aboard first, and it's 5-0. Good job by Johnson to knock it down, but really had no play on this one, Kurt. By the time she got up, Carmen almost all the way to the bag.
Right, another well-placed ground ball by the Orioles. Like the effort from the shortstop. That was very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Rachel Lee takes a strike, 1-1. Run scoring hit for her back in the first. Hits this one hard on a hop, but played flawlessly by Gallagher, who throws over to Jacob for out number 2. Carmen moves on to second. So runner in scoring position again for the Orioles, but now 2 outs. For the number 8 hitter, Garcia. Got his first pitch. Off the plate, 1 ball. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
That's some good snap on that fastball. I like that.
One ball, 2 strikes now to Garcia. Swing and a miss. Agneta with another strikeout. He's fanned 5 through 3 innings, but Osseo picks up 2 more runs in the inning on 3 hits. They strand 1. Go to the bottom half of the third. Now 5-0, Osseo.
At Top Line Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Top Line member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
We're at Totino-Grace High School today for high school softball, Northwest Suburban Conference play. Totino-Grace and Osseo. John Jacobson with Kurt Cardinal, the rest of our CCX crew. A great sunny Tuesday afternoon. And now TG they dig themselves out of a 5-0 hole as they come to bat in the top half of the third inning. Back to the top of the order for them. Caroline Pollard, Regan Lovegren, and Maya Anderson.
Pollard's going to continue her career next year at college. She's going to be playing at St. Mary's in Minnesota, so she's got a nice organization there to work with.
Two and 1 to Pollard. Grounds it foul at the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Osseo was happy that one just rolled foul there, because I don't think they would have got her with her wheels.
Strike 3 called. And Pollard out to start the bottom of the third. Second strikeout for Sporter, who came out, as you remember, with nobody out and the bases loaded in the second. Got out of that jam, and now getting a clean inning to start. Nobody on the bases. It's the first out of Pollard, and now we'll go to work on Regan Lovegren.
Getting out of that inning with no runs has to give us some confidence coming into the next inning.
Regan Lovegren, second at bat today, takes a strike. Regan had a great catch out in right field. Back in the second. Up high, 1-1. Strike call, 1-2.
Lovegren has the only HR home run for the Eagles this year, and I was actually here when that happened.
Yeah.
I was the base umpire for that game, and nice out over the right center field fence. Actually went over the scoreboard against Andover early in the season.
Ooh, the scoreboard. That's a shot.
It was.
Up high, it's 3-2 now to Lovegren.
It was nice as the base coach because I didn't have to run too far. I mean, the base umpire, I didn't have to run too far to be able to tell that that one was out of here. It was way out of here.
Ripped foul. Stays 3-2. Three balls, two strikes to Regan Lovegren. One out here in the Totino-Grace third inning. Nobody on. And three base runners last inning unable to score. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the third for Sam Sportle, the Osseo pitcher. Their third K overall in the game. Lovegren to chase that one. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Anderson. A little soft liner to short. Charlie Zankman in her first at bat to end the first.
Anderson is another Eagle who's going to be playing college athletics. She's playing hockey at UW Superior, and she's also thinking about playing softball, so she might be a two-sport athlete in college. I found in the past a lot of Northwest Suburban Conference athletes, when they go to Division II, they excel at that level. I mean, obviously if they can go to Division I, that's great too, but
yeah, Division II or III, yeah. Sometimes only two sports. You'd be surprised how much. There's still a lot, though, even at that level. I mean, you always hear about Division I and all the hours it put on. The athletes at these smaller schools are still putting in a ton of athletes a ton of hours, rather, and work into collegiate athletics.
Yeah, and having had a couple of people in my family go that way at the Division II, III, and junior college levels, you're working on your own. You don't have the large coaching staffs and training staffs to help you. If you want to get better, you need to work yourself, and it's that love of the game that comes through.
Good at bat for Maya Anderson, who draws a 2-out walk. Adri Cognetta at the plate and grounds one into off field for a base hit. Rounding second is Anderson. She'll get into third. Throw comes into third, so allows Cognetta to take the extra base, moves up to second. And second and third now for Totino-Grace. Good solid signal for Cognetta. And Anderson, good base running. Gets there ahead of the throw. Get it again. She's watching her base coach tracking the ball too, and as she sees the throw go to third, she can advance on to second.
And very nice awareness by both runners there. You can see that the fielders are going to have to be going to her left in the outfield, so it's hard to turn around and throw all the way to third base. So you take advantage of that, and then when the ball goes to third, the follow-up runner takes the extra base as well.
We're going to have another pitching change. We're going to go back to Elena Carmen in the circle. We mentioned Gina Wilson will bring do two pitchers, alternate them within the game, and Carmen's going to get another shot here. Sorbal will go from pitching circle over to first. Sankey stays at third base. And a cold strike here to Julia Johnson. Maya Anderson at third. Adri Cognetta got the hit. Is pinch run for again. We get the courtesy runner at second base. Danielle Sarch. That last pitch from Carmen up high. 1-1. Again, 2-1.
My guess is that she wasn't hurt that bad, and it was just a change to get a different look.
Yep.
They do that quite a lot in club ball.
Strike throw to third. Ooh, that's dangerous, man. If that sails into left field, then Anderson's going to be able to come in to score.
Coach must know what she's doing at third base, because again, that would have been with a right-handed third baseman. That probably would have been out into left field. Left-hander just got it up, got her glove up on that side of the bag and made the catch. Saved 2 runs.
Pilsner with a good arm too. She's thrown out a decent number of base runners on the season. They have confidence in her arm. Swing and a miss. And at this time, Carmen coming in and working out Osseo out of a jam with the strikeout. She comes in for Sportle and gets the strikeout of Johnson and Totino-Grace. Strands 2. A couple runners on. After 3. Still 5-0. Osseo.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Top half of the fourth inning, a strike on Abby Sankey has started for Osseo. Sankey, number 9 hitter, back up to the top, Sackman and Pilsner to follow. Second pitch from Cognetta, misses just off the plate, 1-1. Sankey started the game at first base, has moved over to third.
As a coach, you really like to have a lot of players that are flexible in the field to be able to play 1 or 2 innings. You can just move players around in the field and keep them in the lineup and save some subs on the bench.
Got the miss. Down full now, 3-2. Hit in the air, out to center. Running over a little bit to left, but making the catch is Anderson for the first out on the Osseo fourth. Anderson with the putout. Coach Wilson back to the top of the order for her team. And Charlie Zackman with her third at bat today. Single and a ground out. The first 2 times up. Good off-speed pitch by Cognetta for strike 1.
Had a nice conversation with Coach Wilson yesterday and talked about some of her expectations of her team and her players.
Whistle to the screen for ball one. 1-1.
She really likes to tell her team to control the controllables, not get too upset about things that you can't control, and she's always looking for 110%, and loves to have her players be both positive and coachable.
Bounce to the plate, 2-1. Really likes the game IQ of her players, right?
Yes. Well, having played varsity for 4 years at Anoka and in college, and then coaching in the
A little pop-up that'll drop, and no play. It was a little kind of a no man's land, so to speak. Jacob didn't feel like she could run back and make a play on it. Gallagher couldn't get there in time. That's a little pop infield single, and Zachman's aboard for the second time. Yeah, it would have been a tough play for Jacob to get back in time. Runner taking off and getting down to second. Zachman with the steal. Now in scoring position at second base.
Ooh, blue pit and a steal, and you got an inning going here with a runner in scoring position just like that.
Gonna go again with her on third. It's close, but she's in safely. Back-to-back pitches and back-to-back steals for Charlie Zachman.
And watch this, the fake bunt brings the third baseman in, so it's just a race between the runner and the shortstop to get to third. And runner won that one.
Mike Sowald's now going to come out and talk with his pitcher Cognetta and the rest of his infield. You can see Osseo and being aggressive, right? A couple of steals and back-to-back, feeling they could have the speed and could run on Totino-Grace, and now they got a runner down at third.
Yeah, that's another thing that Coach Wilson talked to me about. She talked about she likes to have aggressive base running, and she says she's got some speed to be able to do that, and we've seen that on quite a few plays here today that they're aggressive on the base paths. Coach Sobel's probably just telling his team just to relax,
right.
make the play, think ahead.
He's been in the game a long time, right?
Yeah, it's like he's bringing the infield.
What to expect, yeah.
Bringing the infield in here to cut off the run if you can.
1-1 count to Pilsner now, 2-1. Zachman at third, one away. Osseo looking for run number 6. Hit in the air, but well out of play.
Bring the infield in and try to hold or cut the run down at the plate, but you also don't give yourself much time to move.
Hit well out to center to Anderson. Makes the catch, but no problem for Zachman to tag up on this one and get it. It was a good, strong throw in, but Zachman still able to come in standing up. Pilsner with a sac fly and an RBI. Here's Zachman, her second run scored, and it's 6-0.
I was impressed with Anderson's arm on that one from center field, and earlier in the game, I was impressed with how she was tracking the ball and did classic center fielder pause, wait, see what's happening, and then sprint to the alley to figure out where the ball is. So she appears to be a very good defensive player.
Bean will hit one out to right here. Out of play. I had caught in foul territory, but before it went out of play, there's a secondary line that would have put it out of play, but a nice running catch in foul territory by Regan Lovegren. And Osseo retired here in the fourth. Lovegren, another good defensive play in right. Osseo picks up a run on ahead, a couple stolen bases. Zachman's in. Go to the bottom of the fourth. Now 6-0. Osseo.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Lane Carmen will start the inning. Pitching again for Osseo as we go to the home half of the 4th inning. Gallagher, Julie Daverin, and Stella Jacob, the scheduled hitters here for the Eagles in the 4th. And takes a strike there to even the count at 1-1. Gallagher in her first at bat was hit the ball that skipped off of Carmen for an infield single. And hits this one softly to second base. Catch made by Rachel Lee. 1 out in the home half of the 4th. Julie Daverin, the batter. High 1-0.
Well, so far the pitching rotation between the 2 pitchers has worked out well. One got a little jam, the other one took her out of it, and vice versa the next time around. So.
I got to pay attention to the numbers. Sam Sportle in pitching. Carmen's back at first base again. So Sportle's second stint pitching. There's Carmen at first. In a traditional game, it's not something I think about, but I certainly should have noticed. Start the inning that there was Sportle between in the pitching circle.
Yeah, well.
She pitched well. Boy, she came in that bases loaded jam. Kurt back in the second, got 3 outs without any runs allowed.
Yeah, like I said, they've been switching back and forth at just the right times and picking each other up.
Daverin gets on. 1-0 walk here in the 4th. And Stella Jacob to the plate. Ripped foul by Jacob. That was a good swing, but just foul. 1-1 the counter. Sportle's 1-1 pitch. Slice this one off the glove of Carmen and down the line and right. Around second goes Daverin. She gets there. They're going to wave her around. And will score on a run-scoring triple by Jacob. Boy, the pitch before mentioned that she really hit it well, but just fouled this time. Rips it off the glove of the first baseman, Carmen. And slicing away down the corner and right. Jacob driving in Daverin, and Totino-Grace is on the board. The 1-out triple to make it 6-1. Now Julia Downing at the plate. Sam Sportle's pitch called strike, 1-1. It's second, and there was a rising little liner, but Lee was there to make the catch. Good contact by Downing, but Lee in the right spot. Makes the catch around number 2. Jacob's got a hold at third. Thought this had off the bat had a chance to get into right center field, but Lee timed the jump, makes the catch. Totino-Grace back to the top of the order now, and Caroline Pollard makes the first pitch high for a ball.
I think we're seeing a little bit of hitter's luck here. I think Osseo's when they hit the ball, it seems to be just in the right spot, and a couple of times Totino's hit the ball well, and it's been for outs. So Totino's got everything in the second half of the game here. We got to get some ball luck here.
Hit foul out of play. Pollard 0 for 2 today. Still ahead in the count here, 2-1 against Sportle. Trying to bring Jacob home from third. Foul back. 2-2.
Right on that one, straight foul back. See if we can get a big 2-out hit, 2-out, 2-strike hit here.
Sportle's pitch grounded to short. Good toss across by Zachman to Carmen to retire Pollard, and Totino-Grace out in the 4th inning. But they do pick up a run on a hit. They strand 1. Totino-Grace on the board, end of 4. It's now Osseo 6, Totino-Grace 1.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Top half of the 5th inning, Osseo 6, Totino-Grace 1. Eagles get on the board with that triple. In the bottom of the 4th, 4 hits for them. Osseo 6 runs on 8 hits today. Daniel Sarch, number 15, now into play first base for Totino-Grace. Sam Sportle will lead things off for Osseo here. 2 hits, RBI, and 2 runs scored. In addition, some really good pitching today for number 21.
Right, yeah, she's hot at the plate and on the mound.
Pops this one up, back out of play. 1-1. Fouls this one away. Sportle, Grant, and Carmen up for Osseo here in the 5th. Trying to get their 2nd win in a row, 2nd win of the season. Foul at the plate. Osseo later this week will be at Park Center, and then we'll host Andover on Friday. Park Center returning to varsity play this year in high school softball, which is always good to see, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I was talking with their coach. I'll give you an update here in a minute.
Hit in the air out to right field. Lofgren under it, makes the catch. Sporto retired to start the Osseo fifth.
Yeah, Park Center's been playing a lower level games lately, not at the varsity level, but they've been building their program, and they've got enough players that are at that level that they decided to play a semi-varsity program this year with one of their teams. They're playing a few of the Northwest Suburban Conference teams, but then a lot of Minneapolis teams and some charter schools and that kind of stuff. And most of their players are either at the varsity level are 9th or 10th graders, so they're building up so in a couple of years they could be back full Northwest Suburban Conference play.
Ellie Grant just missed on that one, rips it foul. George Wilson, he always took me out on that. Grant with a walk, a double and a run scored in her 2 at-bats today.
The top 5 in the Osseo Alliance have been very productive here. The Eagles have taken care of the bottom 4 pretty well, but
grounded, a nice job at second base, and the throw to first. Gallagher with a terrific play. Throws to Sarch, and they get Grant for the second out.
Well, now we might have 2 fielding plays eligible for the CCX Play of the Week after that.
Absolutely. That was a good one. Kerman grounded to Gallagher. Man, it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Cognita. Osseo retired in order here in the 5th. 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the half of the 5th coming, 6-1 Osseo.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Osseo ahead of Totino-Grace, bottom half of the 5th inning. Eagles got 1 run in the bottom of the 4th, and part of their order coming up. See if they can chip away a little more against Osseo.
Got a little momentum last inning. Let's see if they can follow it up and get a couple more on the board at least.
Sam Sporto continues pitching for Osseo. Regan Lovgren out for the 3rd time today. Struck out twice so far. Played a good game defensively. Well, nice catches for her. See if she can do something at the plate. Low in the strike zone, but called the strike 1-1.
Yeah, she's probably due. She's one of their better hitters, so see if she can get it started here.
On the outside corner, 1-2. Foul back. Lovgren is swing to stay alive there. One ball, 2 strikes. Just off the plate. 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. All the way. Good at bat here for Lovegren. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. One comes back, gets the strikeout. The 6th strikeout for Osseo pitching today. 1 out here in the 5th.
And up high with the heater. Got her the second time. She's going after one of those a little bit at the letters.
Maya Anderson, the batter, takes a first pitch strike. Walk for her in 2 at bats. Two balls and a strike to Anderson. Also has a couple putouts out in center field. Trying to get something going here for the Eagles in the bottom of the 5th. It's this one out in the right center field. A drop for a base hit. Take a turn at first and hold there. 1 out single for Anderson, on board for a second time. 5th hit of the day for Totino-Grace. Eagles after today, 2 more home games this week. Take that back. They'll host 2 games on Saturday, 3 more games. They'll play Blaine here on Thursday. Sportle's first pitch to Cognetta fouled out of play. And then Saturday, part of the tournament, they'll take on both Cooper and St. Croix Prep. 9:30 and 2 o'clock. A busy week for the Eagles. I mentioned they played Monday as well at Montemita.
I don't know if they're getting a little backed up here because of some of the weather, or if they just had a big heavy load of schedules with the, schedule this week with the tournament.
Mortal misses again. Count goes to 2-1.
You mentioned they play Blaine later this week. I was talking with Blaine head coach Zach Niedenberger, and
3-1.
They were projected to be one of the top 15 teams in the state and high in the Northwest Suburban Conference. But in one game, he had his number 1 pitcher break her ankle covering first base.
Fouled out of play. 3-2.
And his number 2 pitcher came in after she broke her ankle, and the third batter she faced hit a line drive off of her forearm, broke her forearm. Number 1 and number 2 pitchers were gone in like an inning and a half. And they're struggling now, obviously.
Hit in the air to left. See a few steps. Oh, and drops the ball. Throw to second, and a good job there by Anderson. She hadn't gone all the way back to the bag. She was about halfway to make sure that ball was caught, and then when it's dropped, out and left by Garcia, Anderson close enough to the bag where she wasn't forced out at second base. To her first error of the game. And now Grace gets 2 runners on here with 1 out in the 5th.
It's like she just misjudged it and got hit in the palm of her glove instead of the pocket. And you're right, it was very nice base running.
It's a foul ball fielded by Sankey, but that one foul. So Anderson at second, Cognetta at first.
Those kind of plays, it would have been easy to assume it's going to be caught and start to jog back towards first, but and she would have never made it to second at that point. So that was great base running and good awareness. Let's see if Eagles can take advantage of that error by the Orioles.
1-1 now to Julia Johnson. Been on once in 2 at bats. Takes up high. Two and 1 now to the Eagles shortstop. Ella Gallagher on deck. Eagles bouncing a little comeback here in the 5th. Ripped, but foul. She was out in front of that one.
Well, I wonder if we're heading towards a pitching change here.
Right.
If we get one, maybe if we get one more runner, we might see another pitching change. That seems to have worked the first two times they used it. So, I'm sure Coach Wilson would rather just have her get out of it herself.
2-2 now to Johnson. Stays alive. Almost knocked Alex Smith off the dugout from his perch there.
Good thing he's got those cat-like reflexes.
Right. They could hit the base of the tripod, but that was close. Good eye by Johnson. Wardle was hoping for the called strike, didn't get it. The count now full, 3-2 to Johnson.
As a former pitching coach and the father of a pitcher, I think that was a strike.
Able to hit this one to short, throw over across the diamond. Zachman's got a strong arm on it, doesn't she? Throws over to Carmen to get the second out. It wasn't much on that ball, so I thought perhaps it'd be close play at first, but Zachman got to it in a hurry. And again, a bullet over to first.
Yes.
For the second out. Runners obviously move up. Anderson to third. And Cognetta down to second. So in scoring position, but now 2 gone for Gallagher.
It's a couple of times she's got to show off her arm pretty well.
Swing and a miss. Ella Gallagher 1 for 2 today. Back to Sportle. Throw to Carmen, and Osseo works out of another jam. A 1-3 put out to end the inning. Totino-Grace again with traffic on the bases. They have left 8 on base through 5 innings. No runs, a hit, an error, 2 left. End of 5 now, 6-1 Osseo.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Six to 1. Osseo on top of Totino-Grace. We go to the top half of the 6th inning. Bottom half of the Orioles order coming up against Adri Cognetta. First pitch. Cognetta, nice backhand stop. And they throw out Rachel Lee on a pitch, 1-3.
Can't ask for a better start to an inning there.
Nope.
Throw a strike, Nice backhanded pickup by your pitcher. 1 out, 2 to go.
Ava Garcia up for the 3rd time today. First pitch outside for ball 1. Five strikeouts for Cognetta in the game, including Garcia twice. Gets a strike here, 1-1. All back. Off the screen, 1-2. Popped up foul, back out of play again.
Hanging tough with 2 strikes. Falling off anything close.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Ripped to short. Another
great
grab
catch.
on the field by Totino-Grace, laying out Julia Johnson with the catch. Garcia drives it, and Johnson makes the grab for the 2nd out.
What an athletic play. 1 step and a dive, I think.
He tagged it, and Johnson was right there for the catch. Look at it again.
Not even 1 step, just a flat out dive. Very nice. Well, Totino-Grace is bringing the leather today. That's the one thing that Coach Solwell can be happy about. They're playing good D.
Swing and a miss. Heavy Sankey. 2 balls and a strike to her. Now 2-2. Cognetta's kind of settled in here, pitching, Kurt. 7 batters retired in a row here. Last one to get on, Zachman with that infield single. 1 out in the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, she's given up a few runs since the 1st inning, but after the 1st inning, she's settled down very nicely.
One pop to Gallagher, who makes the catch. And Osseo again goes out in order here in the 6th inning. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom half of the 6th. Patina looking for runs. 6-1 our score.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Bottom half of the 6th inning at Totino-Grace, the Eagles trailing Osseo 6-1. Bottom half of the order coming up here for Totino-Grace.
It was a nice cut there, nice aggressive. I'm sure Coach Solwood is hoping that a couple of these bottom of the order people could get on and set the table for the top of the order to get a little rally going here.
Gianna Chido, the batter here, in the number 5 spot. Devrin was in this spot in the order, but Chido getting in the bat here. Now 3-1 the count, and a 3-2. Throw down to first, and the call strike 3, but the ball dropped. They throw to first, get the put out. And 1 down in Totino-Grace, 6th inning. And now Danielle Sarch will hit. Stella Jacobs started in this spot in the order, had that run-scoring triple, the only 2 TG run back in the 4th. And Sarch here at the plate for the first time in the 6th. Ripped off the facing of the TG dugout.
Sarch is a sophomore, and she's one of the players that Coach Sowell was saying his younger players have got quite a bit of club experience, which is something that Eagles players have not had in the past. So he's excited about that going forward.
Strikes out here, though, and 2 away. Morse Bortle. And now Annika Gustafson will get an at-bat. Hitting in the spot that Downing started the game at, number 9 spot in the order. Spartle just going right after these hitters, too, Kurt.
Yeah, I think she's settled in a nice groove here.
Strike 3, a little hesitation on the call, and then Gustafson called out on strike. Spartle retires Totino-Grace with 3 strikeouts in the bottom half of the 6th. 1 inning to go. Osseo leads Totino-Grace 6-1, our score.
Ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Top Line member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Top half of the 7th inning. Osseo looking to hold on here. Got 5-run lead, maybe add 2 at the top of the 7th. And the first pitch down the line and left for a base hit, maybe 2. Ackman with a big turn, she's going to hold on there. Charlie Ackman with her 3rd hit in 4 at-bats today. Already scored twice. And takes that Adri Cognetta pitch, drives it into left for a single.
Yeah, Zachman's been the quintessential leadoff hitter here today. On base 3 out of 4 times, scoring 2 runs, a couple stolen bases. He's been getting things going for the Orioles.
9th hit of the day for Osseo. Got you Pilsner. Lifts one in the air to center. Anderson drifts in, makes the catch. 1 away. You mentioned the defense for Totino. Very solid today. I mean, really, for both teams, other than the one dropped on in left field by Osseo. But Totino, if they're not able to rally, one thing they definitely hang their hat on. They made some really good defensive plays. Now, that was a routine play, but Anderson's played a solid game in center, and their infield defense has been good today.
Yeah, I think that defense and the pitching after the first inning or so has really driven them to a good game here. I know Coach Solwold is planning on.
Ball hit in the air, out to left, and nice catch out in left field.
That was
Gustafson out in left makes the catch. Over the shoulder catch.
Yeah.
On the at bat by Hannah Parmley, who had a good swing on that, and Gustafson makes the grab. This one hit in the air to center on a swing. Sportle flies out. 3 outfield putouts for Osseo after the leadoff single by Zachman. Can't move her past first base, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Eagles. 6-1 Osseo.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Bottom half of the 7th inning at Totino-Grace, Eagles trailing the Orioles of Osseo 6-1. Top of the order, though, coming up for the Eagles. Sam Sportle continues in the pitching circle for Osseo. Delivers first pitch low to Caroline Pollard. Two 2-0. Pollard 0 for 3 today.
She's one of the better hitters, so she's probably due. And this is where you'd like to get things going, top of the order in the last inning.
Good cut, but fouled it back. 2-1. Sportle struck out the side in the 6th. Trying to close things out here in the bottom of the 7th. Lined up the middle of the base hit, a leadoff single for Pollard. We talked about, notwithstanding last inning, Totino-Grace has had base runners throughout the game, the 2nd through the 6th innings, Kurt. They got their only run, but during those 4 innings, they stranded 8. They had chances for more.
Yep, just haven't been able to come up with the big hit with a couple with runners on, but still got one more chance here, and it's a good start to get the leadoff hitter on.
Regan Lovegren out to left, and a catch made by Garcia for the out. Tagged pretty well by Lovegren. But out, and 1 out here in the 7th for the Eagles.
Garcia played that one good. That one very well, especially ball tailing away based on the left-handed hitter. Didn't overrun it. Played it nicely.
Now Anderson been on twice in 3 at-bats. First pitch strike from Sportle. Carmen and Sportle have limited Totino-Grace to just the 1 run so far. 6 hits so far. Okay, oh, that one hit a car. I heard that one.
Yep, someone's going to be calling their insurance person in the morning. Yeah, they've made the 2 pitchers have made a nice tandem here, picking each other up a couple of times, supporting each other between innings.
And comes back and gets the strikeout throw to first, and diving back in is Pollard. And now Totino-Grace down to their last out. Sportle with their 5th strikeout over the last 2 1/3 innings.
We all know that as the spring moves on and it gets warmer, the pitchers become more and more integral to the team. And especially once you get to sections, pitching and pitching are the 3 most important things in the sections.
Adrian Cognetta has been on all 3 times today. Comes the last chance for the Eagles. One sails to the fence, moving up to second is Pollard. The wild pitch. 1-1 to Cognetta. Sportle low and in, 2-1. Swing and a miss.
She had a little extra giddy up on that one. I think she smells the finish line here and is driving and snapping that ball hard.
2-2 down to Cognetta. Sportle looks in, delivers the pitch, hit out into center field, and it'll get to the fence. Going into second is Cognetta's got a double. She's been on all 4 times today. Drives in Pollard, and it's 6-2.
That one sounded beautiful off the bat. She got it right on it, drove it to center. Eagles aren't done yet.
Out of the reach of Grant in center. And it's 6-2 with Julia Johnson at the plate. Johnson, we mentioned early in the game, one of their top hitters on the season. No hits today, has a walk and 3 at-bats. I like to keep the line moving here for the Eagles in the bottom of the 7th. Sportle delivers low. 2-0.
Each batter's objective now is just keep the line moving.
Right.
Get on base any way, anyhow, keep it going.
Called strike on Johnson here. It's 2-1. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. So again, Sportle and the Orioles strike away from ending this. He had a little flare out into right center. That's going to drop in. Around comes Cognetta. She will score. And it's 6-3. Now 2 batters in a row down to their last strike. And TG comes up with hits. Johnson here with their first hit today. Drives in a run. 2 runners in for the Eagles here in the 7th.
Fought that one off. Got it just over the infielders' heads. Maybe the Eagles are getting a little bit of that luck that the Orioles were getting earlier in the game, where balls were just falling in.
Gallagher, the batter, swings and misses here now, and she's down to her last strike. Bortles pitch, grounded to short. Zachman up with a throw to first, gets past Harmon at the bag, and the game continues. Johnson on to third.
Didn't look like that bad of a throw. Let's see if the first baseman.
Timeout here for Osseo. They've been down to the final strike, 3 batters in a row, and each time the Eagles have been able to get a base runner on, and all of a sudden, Greg will look up and we got the tying run at the plate, Totino-Grace.
Yeah. Looking back at the replay, I think I'll have to give the error to the shortstop on that one. It was in the dirt on the backhand side for the first baseman. But either way, keep the line moving. That's all you need to do.
Second error for Osseo in the game. Gianna Chido at the plate. Second at bat for her. Struck out last inning. Trying to keep it going here against the Orioles. Sam Sportle again trying to close out the game. First pitch, inside corner for a strike. Swing and a miss. Runner moving up to second base, Gallagher. And again, Eagles down to their final strike. 0-2 to Chido. Rounded to second. Fielded cleanly by Lee. Gets it to Elena Carmen, and the ball game is over. And Osseo finally gets that elusive third out, and they close it out with the win here, Kurt. Totino-Grace getting a couple of runs there in the 7th inning. Some quality at-bats by the Eagles, but they come up short 6-3.
Yeah, I think that I think both teams will take some positives out of this game. Obviously, Osseo gets the win, but Totino was putting the ball in play, hitting the ball, making the plays, and they should feel like this was a good outcome for them as well. I know that the coach Coach Solwood is looking for improvement during the season and making things happen in sections when they move down to the 3A section level and play teams their own caliber.
Osseo with the win moves to 2-6 on the season. Totino-Grace dropping to 1-8. That'll do it for our coverage today. Thanks for both coaches and these teams for helping us out, and for everybody here at Totino-Grace and all of our CCX crew. Kurt Cardinal, I'm John Jacobson. Final score from Totino-Grace High School. Osseo gets the win. 6-3 Orioles the final.